Hey folks, Coach Josh Wood here. Let's look at a couple stretches. We'll start off with what I call the Mace stretch, and then there'll be a separate video for what I call a Mace wrist stretch. So very simple stretch. This is helping us get aligned into the position we need to hold at the bottom of a standard swing, so a 10 to 2 or a 360. And we'll get into what those are a little bit later on. The idea is we need to be vertically aligned with the mace deep behind our back for a optimum swing. So there's a few ways to start off. First of all, if we're new to maces and we don't have a fancy way of setting up, just pick up the mace and move it around to your back. And so I'll do this from the side to start off with. What we want to do is get used to not having our hands so high here, but letting them drop way down behind our neck. We need to build that flexibility through the triceps here. We also want our elbows to be in line with our ear line. So ideally when we get good at this, our elbow, our ear, our shoulder, our hip, and our ankle should all be vertically aligned. And this is going to depend a lot on your personal flexibility. Two hands, elbows high, let the weight of the mace pull your hands deep behind your neck. We don't want to see swings happening with your hands here. They should be deep. Tight elbows, bring them in towards your ears, and you might start to want to extend through your lower back and flare your ribs. Don't do that. Pin your ribs down. We want to stretch through this line here. You're going to feel your lats and your teres major and your triceps all should be stretching, pinning your ribs down by contracting your core. Legs should be straight, but not necessarily locked out, just comfortable. And you'll want to hold this with a tall head for a couple minutes before starting. When you're comfortable with that, look at it from the back. When you're comfortable with that, and the mace is sunk as deep as it can, you can switch to one hand and let that stretch. After a minute or so on one side, swap to the next side. When you're done, two hands on the mace, bring it around the body and back down to the ground. Very good. If you're involved in strength and conditioning or power or strength sports, you might hear that you shouldn't stretch before activity. This is mostly true. What we're doing here is trying to increase the range of motion, get comfortable in a position we're probably not going to be very comfortable in to start off with. I don't do a lot of static stretching or recommend it to my clients before any strength or power work. Because the mace is not really strength and power work, it's more about repetition and length of time and mobility and core strength. We don't have to worry about being as fast and as explosive and as powerful as possible. We need to get first the position we need to get into to do the movements. And then we can worry about other stuff from there. So that's the mace stretch straight down the back. Hold that for a few minutes or as long as you want until you can keep that nice vertical alignment.